just comes out. Ever since I remembered who we are, the burning desire has always been to somehow share that with everybody, because it is who we all, everybody is. And of course it changes everything. And I basically just wanting to convey that now that I'm able to put it into practice in a way that I personally can feel makes a difference within my own body, beingness. I think that that's why I'm feeling that in these sharings I'm doing it, I'm really able to make some kind of impact in others accessing their own inner memory of who they are and putting that into practice. Probably everybody that comes across these sharings already and have been for quite some time resonating with what I'm trying to share by showing rather than telling. And therefore, I know this is left brain. Aren't we all heavily left-brained? But therefore, I do sense too. I'm able to practice better on my own as well. It's like the lines between individual people are getting more and more blurred to where, we're all rippling together, so to speak. It's not separate waves, it's all one wave rippling. And this came about, I've been thinking about this for a long time, because and what's held me back for so long from being more public in my sharing, not only the fear, all those whatever witch hunt memories, or multidimensional lives and stuff, but just as big has always been not wanting anyone to confuse the message with the messenger. Again, many of you probably resonate with this too. the last thing in the world, and the last thing that this is all about, is looking to somebody else to have the answers and the ability, instead of finding that inside each one of our individuated incarnate selves. So I've been wanting to share that aspect for a long time. It's yes, it's about me too, but it's about everyone equally as well. Because it's who we all are. No exceptions. No exceptions. What brought this about was a memory. Way back in the day, when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, after I had experienced who we are and the oneness of that, even before that, I often saw this psychic that my mom had me seeing before then, I think, or maybe it was that she had seen her and just shared to me what the psychic had said about me to her. But once I saw her in the aftermath of merging with who we are, one of the things that, and by the way, I was so lucky because apparently there's not many psychics that are really the real deal, but she was, just like, Carrie is. And she told me that, because back then I wanted to write books, Now it's so ridiculous because I'll write down one sentence and it evolves as I'm writing. A book would be so stagnant, beyond stagnant. But anyway, except that Four Journeys book, because it was all experiential. Anyway, but she told me, because I was wanting to hear, oh, you're going to be a writer, you're going to help people. In fact, I did this little, what were they called back then? I don't know what they were called, but I did this little thing. It's still in my room, where I put this picture of myself in the middle, and ego, but and the globe on one corner, and a rose, because Rose has always been there, in another corner, and I think champagne glasses cheering, just because, not the drinking element, but the cheers element. And at the top I wrote, I'll be sharing my books with people all over so that they can know who they are. And I just giggle at my silly self back then because I hadn't even begun to practice it, But I'd begun, but it was, now it just looks like nothing, but it was something, it was probably those first steps were the hardest, actually, but I digress. Anyway, one of the things the psychic told me was that I would be helping many, many, many children. I would have many, many, many children, none of which belonged to me. And we're all each other's parents and siblings and brothers and sisters and lovers and all those things. We're all those things to each other, in a sense. But it occurs to me, oh, the one other piece of this was before I had seen Greta myself. Her name was Greta Alexander. She just so happened to live real close to here, and she came to Springfield once a week on Tuesdays to give readings. Anyway, my mom said that she said that my thing would be communication. She did see a lot of books, but not in a literal sense was my take, because she said, communication would be the thing, not that I'd be a writer per se. Anyway, so those were the two pieces, and what I feel like, since I looked at that analytic thing on YouTube, and so many of the vast majority of people that see these things are I want to say, I can't remember exactly, but I want to say like 18 to 35. Maybe it's 20 to 40. I don't remember years old, but somewhere in there. Somewhere in the range of where, if I did ever have children, that would be how old they would be, because my nieces and nephews are all about that age. And it just makes me think that. And I have that feeling now pretty strongly of that maternal feeling. And what really sparked it was the dream I woke up with, which was so fun. But these were younger kids. I was playing with a lot of kids, and we were having so much fun. And the only thing I can remember really was a lot of it involved rearranging furniture in different ways, our own ways. I can just remember the feeling of it though, mostly. Oh, it was so fun. And I could tell they were having as much fun as I was. And that's how I feel about the people that, you guys, And so I just wanted to come on and share that. Not to go on and on unless something else occurs to me, but it's not really, well, kinda it is. The shift, the big shift lately, when I first started doing these videos a few months ago, a big part of it was sparked by an imagined loss of someone to talk to. And so there was that element of missing that. Not that that was ever necessarily a real thing. I was needing to talk to me. So, there was that element of, it's hard to be honest sometimes. But there was that element of, now that it's in my rearview mirror enough, I think I can say it. There was that element of hoping that there would be, somebody out there. Out there. which is that I could eventually, when the time was right, be in actual, incarnate true love relationship with. But the shift in me now has come to where and this has been in me for a long time, actually, from day one of merging with truth. Now that I think about it, I always wondered, how could anybody stand out as special when at the core of me, I know everybody is equal. And yeah, that was all ego-based back then, and now it's different. So I just say I really don't know. But that's not in there as a motivating force. At least not that I'm aware of. Because the motivating force now feels like a mother has for her children. And I like that. I like that a lot. That takes that out there. I'll be happy out there if I would have a relationship with somebody out there. That's not the truth. It's never worked out, for sure. Except for I have grown within myself. So yes, it's all purposeful. All those relationships keep leading me deeper and more deeper and more deeper into me. And that's the place I'm at. I don't rule out anything, but I'm not doing this pushy, chasey feeling thing like I was. It's hard to put into words. Anyway, I think that's all. Except to just repeat, I hope that, and I know that on some level, everything I have to say is solely for the purpose of anyone listening to take that within themselves and resonate to whatever degree, in a way that helps people first and foremost love themselves. It's such a hard thing to do. At least for me it has been. It still can be, for sure. But it's all about you, I'm just a sister, a mother, whatever, to talk with. Whether we're verbally interchanging in real time or not. So, I want everybody to keep the focus within themselves and never be all, oh, that person was so great, or oh, that person was so off. Just, that person is who they are right now, and they're learning and growing like the rest of us. the only person to focus on that I have any control of whatsoever is myself. And ironically, the control comes in the form of letting go of all control, letting what is be in as many moments as possible. Anyway. I think that's all for now, and until the next time.